Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library. Batman. Hey, I know that guy. I think it's safe to say that in terms of quality, Batman is probably the best superhero ever. Amazing comic books, great movies, and a few stinkers, and one of the best animated shows ever. It really is amazing how many great things Batman has been in, and nowhere is that more evident than in the world of video games. Yes, Batman has had his fair share of awful games, most notably some weird platformers, but those are counterbalanced with the excellence that is the Batman Arkham games, with Asylum and City often being cited as the best superhero games ever. So, sorry Superman, I know that canonically you're more powerful, but when it comes to best use of IP, Batman runs bat circles around you. This is actually the last Batman game we have to look at on Game Boy Roulette, but ironically it's the first one released for the system. Developed by veteran company Sunsoft, Batman the video game was originally released in 1989 for the NES, with the Game Boy version releasing in 1990. The games were loosely tied in with the Batman movie that was released the same year, which incidentally is yet another Batman success story. But from what I've gathered, the Game Boy version deviates from the movie a lot, so probably no chance of a Jack Nicholson appearance. But still, given that one of my favorite Game Boy games is the sequel to this, I'm hoping for good things. You know what I love about this cover? It's just Batman. All it is the word Batman and the logo, because that's all it needs. Well, I guess they did have to throw in the video game at the bottom, just in case someone thought they were buying Batman the water bottle. He is vengeance, he is the knight, and he is on the Game Boy. It's Batman! Oh, look at those effects. Rotating logos were like a huge novelty on the Game Boy. Oh, here we go. It's gonna be the Batman logo. Yeah! Batman! That was a cool intro. Oh, this music is great. Sunsoft games always had awesome music. Let's do this. Oh! I've just heard that. Jack has sneaked into the Axis. Okay, got it. Where is Batman right now? Whoa. Oh, they love their spinning effect. Oh, God. Look at the tiny Batman. He's adorable. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so they are going with something sort of like one of the NES games. I forget which one. But one of the NES games, he just has a gun. It's very un-Batman-like. You also can only shoot straight forward, looks like. I'm having difficulties taking Batman seriously. Whoops. It's controlling pretty well. There is a little bit of awkwardness with the jump, but it's not too bad. Ooh, power-ups. Now I have a permanent Batarang. Nice. It's a very simple game, isn't it? I don't think I can reach those. I can. Oh, the W is for wave. Wonder how many different types of power-ups there are. Hey. Hey. This is why I actually don't usually like wave guns. We did it. Chemical factory. Are these people even guilty of anything? Are we sure this is Batman? Okay, I want to get to... Hopefully there's a boss. God, I hate wave guns. See, I'm picking up all this stuff, but it's not telling me what it is. Hang on. I want to check a guide. I want to see what some of this stuff does. Funnily enough, this guide says that pill I just picked up, even they don't know what it does. Alright, what's this one? This one is an S. This is the shotgun. This is just short range. This is not a shotgun. Oh, God. Batman was sent flying. I'm not gonna say this game's bad, but I don't know, a little bored. I feel like what makes Batman fun is, you know, movement and using batarangs and punching enemies. Just giving him a gun is, I don't know, kind of boring. I don't know, I'm used to Batman doing way more than just this. That's the Batarang, I believe. Yes. Oh, we lost the batarang. Well, easy come, easy go. Yeah, this game is very much falling into fine territory. N is normal gun. Awesome. P is the power gun. Oh, and this one goes through walls. Seems like power gun's the best way to go. Why does Batman care about guns? Oh, why did I grab that? When Batman's just running around shooting people, he kind of loses, I know, everything that makes him Batman, you know? Has Batman ever used a gun? Does Batman know what guns are? We did it. Yeah, chemical factory. I guess if we're pursuing Jack, that would be Joker, wouldn't it? I really want to get to the end of the stage, but I'm kind of losing interest quickly. See, this is what happens when you just walk to one side and shoot things. There's also not much, if any, verticality to the game, and I feel like verticality helps define Batman. Is the... Whoa. Bata. The R stands for Rang, I guess? I don't know, unless the boss really, like... I don't know, unless the boss really knocks it out of the park, I'm not super feeling this game. It's far from awful. It's playable. Why do I keep grabbing these? I had the best gun in the game and I blew it. Okay. 1-3, this has to be the boss, right? Batman versus Jack. That's definitely a digital Jack Nicholson. Who's also, like, several feet taller than us. Why is Batman so tiny in this game? Batman's so short that Jack can't shoot him. Sploosh. Ooh. I'll give it credit, these animations are good. Yeah, this game's okay, I guess. I'm disappointed. It's very un-Batman-like. Everyone knows Batman would never use a gun. He just used something like Bat anti-Joker spray. Bear with me on this because I think I figured out what this game is. Let's start by setting aside the fact that Batman has a gun in this game. Yes, it's weird and out of character, but whatever, Batman uses guns now. Instead, let's judge the game entirely by its own merits, and the fact is, it was weird and kind of boring. You run to the right, you shoot very basic enemies, and that's about it. There are a bunch of types of weapons, but they're all pretty similar, so the game never feels like it has much variety. There's a single level later on that's a shoot-'em-up, which is nice, but since the game is already very shooty, it doesn't really mix things up too much. I was surprised at how basic the game was, especially since the second one is so great in my eyes. But in writing this wrap-up of the game, I came to a realization that explained everything. The very basic gameplay, the simple but appealing graphics, the brief pause for a shoot-'em-up section, this game is the Batman equivalent of Super Mario Land. This wasn't Sunsoft trying to do something new. This was them getting a handle on the new hardware as they figured out the whole handheld thing. Looking into it, this was the first game Sunsoft ever released for the Game Boy, within a year of its existence. So the game in a vacuum is underwhelming, but in the greater context of the system itself, it all makes perfect sense. Much like Nintendo did with Mario Land 1, Sunsoft was dipping its toes into handheld gaming to get a feel for it, before they blew everyone's mind with the sequel. This game is totally fine if played on its own, if a bit unremarkable. Plus, it's only like 4 stages long. It's not a big investment. So give it a shot if you want to see a company take its first crack at seeing what the Game Boy could do. Huh. Apparently at some point, Batman did have a gun. That's weird. And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy vault. I'm Brian J, and I'll see you next time.